Parliament system. That's a good guess. And Wyatt, you would definitely be wrong. Joseph, that's a good guess. But you would definitely be wrong.
Oh, so it's A. I just realized
you're right. You're right.
I was right.
Yeah.
Yes. Who cares?
I definitely
Daenerys and Jon get married.
Daenerys and Jon.
I just rethought the point system.
Josh supports incest. Josh supports incest. Just pointing that out.
Only if there's dragons involved. Only if there's dragons involved. Hello and welcome to the podcast. This is a new
everybody.
podcast.
It might have been like demon possessed.
It was a fairly large, mutated-looking chicken. We were born in the north, but we grew up in the south.
We learned all of our words from Pennsylvania.
And people are, that's toboggan. That little toboggan
Not
there.
a toboggan. Toboggan is a sled. Okay.
0.3 inches, baby.
Dude, I can't take it.
Welcome back to the podcast, all you
Guys, gals, geeks, and goofballs.
Gifts.
No, I was gonna go for the first one.
This is the Wacky Wonderful Wise Works
Wacky Wonderful
podcast.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is. Yeah, we're back once again this grand old week. We're here to talk about things, stuff, and whatnot.
Stuff.
You know what? I didn't check my hair before we started.
Oh, me neither.
I'm sorry. What's up?
It's up. We had a weekend.
We did have a weekend.
And then we ate some
eventful.
foods and
I watched a movie.
We went on a shark tooth hunt this past weekend.
Didn't find
Didn't find anything.
Didn't find any sharks.
But we're gonna
Except
keep
I
at it.
did.
We're gonna keep at it.
I did.
What'd you find?
Love
I found a lot of sand.
in your shoes.
Yeah.
You got sand in your car.
Yeah, after I vacuumed it out. Yeah.
You vacuumed it out.
Wait, you vacuumed and then you got
You
sand?
remember-
Well, you didn't tell? You couldn't tell?
No.
Remember he was like, I did a lot today. I vacuumed out my car and did a bunch of stuff. And then we got in the car and I was like, didn't you just vacuum this out? He's like, yeah. It's like, we're going to the beach.
It's gonna be all kinds of sand in there. Have you guys had anything interesting come up in your world?
Yeah. On Friday, I turned 24.
You turned 24 on Friday. Yeah. How you feel?
Why are you giving me that look, Wyatt?
You turned Friday? You turned? I was confused.
Past tense. Pre-tense.
All right, we're recording this ahead of time. You're not yet 24. When people see this, you will be 24.
You guys are confusing me. I never have the schedule right in my head.
Yeah.
We're just a week ahead.
Right.
We're just a week ahead.
Spent my birthday doing crazy crack dad things, and that other thing I do. Apparently, I have this Clear Life cult going on. So
Clear Life cult?
yeah.
No, you just agreed on calling it, instead of saying, I'm just a good little white boy.
You'll
say, well, exactly, that's why we don't say it. We say,
I have adapted the phrase
Clear Life.
When I say something that's very Italian. I'm like, I'm that good little Italian boy.
A good little Italian. I never like your catchphrases at first, man.
At first,
I
but
never.
you know,
But he says
they
them
catch
so
on.
often.
I say them.
You know they catch on though.
They're silly, man.
I was debating when we were in Lowe's, asking somebody like,
You're like,
about
do you know
the
about
Clear
the
Life.
That would be fantastic.
No, Wyatt was walking next to me and he's like, hey Joe, how many of these people you think know about the Clear Life? And I was like, probably none of them. None of them.
And then he said, maybe that guy.
Maybe that guy. Friggin'. But yeah, we're out here doing things. Josh was coming up with new phrases every week. We can never nail one down because...
Well, you guys don't nail anything.
Hey.
You're just going free.
Free balling? Is that what you're going for?
Yeah.
I don't need catchphrases to define who I am.
You let jokes speak for themselves.
Yeah, but you
The
do kind of
jokes.
have a thing because of my catchphrase. Do you know what that is?
Don't say it.
No.
You know what I'm gonna say though.
If it's anti-Semitic, I don't want to hear it.
It's something to do with your hair that I say every time we record.
He calls your hair the Jew hair.
It's not Jew hair.
Joshua, that's
Jew
very. It's not anti-Semitic, but it's very. I wouldn't say it would be labeled as non-offensive.
Mm.
What's the guy in Kong Skull Island? What's his name? You know, he plays Wreck-It Ralph. He's the guy who was stranded.
I do not know actually.
You're thinking of his hair, right? Because his is much tighter curls, right? That's not my hair. Mine is loose. Mine is looser curls.
Loose.
Yeah.
You keep it loose.
Loose curls.
Loose.
Not as loose as
So do you guys want to get into 30-second stories? I'm kidding. That's not.
You scared me for a second.
I'm not prepared. I haven't come prepared. I haven't thought about this ahead of time. I guess do a quick shout out then. If for people who don't know, we have a midnight special that's audio only. It's out on all of our audio platforms, and guess where we are, guys?
You see how
Spotify.
they set that up?
Yeah, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Stitcher, iHeartRadio.
Why are we on so many?
Because it's where the people are at, man. We're trying to expand our wings and say, hey, if you're on this platform, you can still listen to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, we're gonna fly because we have a happy thought.
Yeah.
That's interesting to think about.
What?
I know we had an episode on Peter Pan.
We've already talked about Hook 3 times. We did a whole episode on Peter Pan. Why do you keep coming around to this, Joshua? We got to move on at some point.
We got to move on.
At some point.
We got to move on from Peter Pan.
It's a good movie.
All right.
I think it might be Joshua's favorite movie. That's why he keeps bringing it up.
He does bring it up.
Your favorite movie or your favorite story?
One of the favorite stories growing up, yes. Yeah.
It's good.
I mean, it's very good, but at some point, people are going to be like, again with the Peter.
with the Peter. Why do you sound like Schmidt from New Girl?
I don't know.
Again with the Peter.
Again with the Peter. Yeah, you know. Peter Pan. What were you going to say? Say it. Say what you're going to say about Peter Pan, Joshua.
Just happy thoughts. Do you guys have a happy thought? Maybe you don't
most of the
make
time.
it known for everybody, but you have that happy thought in the back of your head all day.
Mine's my mother.
Oh, okay.
Mine is also my mother.
Okay.
I was quoting the movie.
I know. I know.
No, mine's new knives. Everybody knows this.
Okay.
A new knife.
What is your happy thought, Joshua?
New catchphrases.
Maybe.
Joshua's just going around thinking like, I'm about that clear life. I'm about that clear
he sits in his room and he
writes
down catchphrases. He's like, no.
Not good.
It's not offensive enough. Hold on. We're gonna drop Jew hair.
I'm not the one who came up with that one.
Yes, it is. Yes, you were. You're the one when Wyatt first got here. You like, yeah. We were talking about seeing Wyatt for the first time, and you're like,
Schmidt said
yeah.
it. Schmidt said it.
No, he said
that Jew. No, not Schmidt.
Mice Jews. He says like, a lot of Jewish things.
He was like, I'm eating the last Jew thing.
Bagel.
He's
like, why don't you just call it a bagel?
No, Nick says that Jew thing.
Yeah.
Jew thing.
And so, Kenzie said, your hair looks like Jew because it's curly. And then I was just like, that Jew thing. I just kind of continued it. I didn't create it.
I just don't know if it's
not
Jewish
It's
enough.
not Wyatt.
I mean, maybe it could be.
Anybody with curly hair, you're going to be looked at and being like, ha, Jew hair.
Although a lot of Jewish people, I guess, have similar hair to me.
They
with the looser curls.
The thing is, like, not all
the
of them,
brown
man.
hair.
I will say this. If you wore a top hat and you let your sideburns grow out, you'd look very fancy.
If I did the little curly things down the sides.
And just cut the rest short, wear a little little yarmulke.
Okay, we talked about Jews enough.
Hey.
No, I'm just saying.
Jewish people are worth continuing to talk about.
No, they are,
forever.
but we should probably go past it before you guys say something.
Okay,
offensive,
anything new in technology? Do you guys hear anything interesting coming up in the world of technology and film and industry and things of that nature? Anything that stands out to you? Anything that people should know about? The world is still in disarray.
I have a thought.
That's nothing new. That's not news. They keep broadcasting these news stories about how the world's in disarray.
Like we're gonna be so amazed.
Like
at
it's
the fact
new.
that
Like it's a new thing that's happening. It's been going on.
nothing
since
is new under the sun, ladies and
right?
gentlemen. It just rinses and repeats.
Just happens differently.
No, I disagree. I think we're getting a lot of new things in the crypto, EFT.
I'm talking about with humans.
With
Well,
humans.
that's technology that I follow. That's the type of stuff I follow.
Yeah. We're talking, but
news.
again, it's with Bitcoin and EFT type stuff, it's trading, it's money, which isn't new.
Yeah.
It's
new in a sense. I think
It's a
we've
new
been
way to
talking about
do
this a
it.
lot.
No, because the Greeks used to do this, and honestly, even before that, it's the same thing. It just bypasses the part of technology. You know what I mean? So like they weren't selling tweets, they weren't selling any of this, but they were selling physical things.
Well, no,
I mean that's what auctions are.
No, what we're getting into is a digital age of how we live our lives. Of almost like we're not physically in a virtual world yet, as Wyatt likes to say, go full deep dive. Full dive.
Yeah, it's not full dive yet.
Full dive yet, but we are dipping our toes, in my opinion, into it.
We are dipping our toe. I mean, I saw a video on YouTube of it was very sort of, it's a game. It's very sort of Fortnite styled.
Yeah.
Right? With some of its like game bars and weapons, but it's VR. Right? And I was like, "Oh, interesting. It's like a VR
Virtual reality.
No, there's a word I'm thinking of. Battle Royale.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right? Which I know there's VR games where you can get on and see people online, but I haven't seen any Battle Royale VR games yet, which I thought was really interesting. It's weird, the way that people can, hold up their controllers and move the fake weapon, and you can actually look through the sight. Right? And when you do the recoil, it's actually going to move and be difficult for you to see the target.
I got an idea.
Seeing what? Go ahead.
We need to contact a company that's working on virtual reality gaming right now. We need to...
There's a couple of them.
Yeah. We need to contact the company and invest in EFTs, their EFT game per se, the like video of the EFT of what they're doing. Maybe like if it's specifically something excluding that, and then we need to come up with a cryptocurrency that we can bring into this world, and then we can also...
Are you saying we like us three?
We like us three. We
Do you know how to do?
We need to be part of this.
We need to be part of it, but are you willing to basically throw everything else away?
No.
This podcast, photography, everything, to try to figure out coding to make cryptocurrency.
Listen here. We're still going to do the podcast. We're going to have the podcast in this virtual reality world that people can come to our studio and listen to the podcast.
We're sitting.
It's going to take a lot of elbow grease.
We're sitting in this room, right, around this table, right? But in the VR world, somebody walks up and they can see us, right? They interact with us, and they see all three of us sitting here as different avatars. Right. I'm like,
what would your avatar be?
I don't know. I think it'd be fun to switch it up. So this time I might have like Saitama from One Punch Man. And you're like Jack Sparrow, and you're I don't know, what would you be?
He's what is it? What did they call on Rick and Morty where they destroy the world and they turn everybody into one of those?
Wait, why do I have to be one? Why do I have to be that?
You just got just three random things sitting at a table and we're just talking about stuff.
No, but the fact that we could do a virtual reality world podcast, does that not sound fantastic?
There are people already doing it though.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, with like 365 or three the camera that does
360 degree camera.
Yes, that thing.
Yeah.
But But if we incorporate that with a world, they're already doing something similar with GTA. No, the Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, GTA.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
They're doing something very similar. They're not doing quite that yet, but people are doing these.
The stuff that happens nowadays with the new update of NoPixel.
Yeah.
I mean, people are. You can search the internet while you're in Grand Theft Auto, right, on your phone. You can make a tweet, and it's all in the game, right? But I mean, if you could actually full dive into a Grand Theft Auto game, run around and do all that stuff.
That's what I'm saying. No, we're just taking Ready Player One's idea.
No, it's more than that, because it can be your one-stop, one piece of technology to consume entertainment. If it be through streaming, you can go into this virtual reality world and get on Netflix, get on Hulu, HBO Max. You can go to a theater and watch all this stuff. Or you can go and play games. You can go and do this. You can listen to your favorite podcast, your YouTube creator.
I hear what you're saying. And yeah, we should get on that. I just don't know how yet, because I don't know nothing about it. I will say, back in 2018, a church started conducting their Sunday services in this manner.
In a VR world?
Yes.
No way.
They did it.
Like VR chat? Like everybody was downloading VR chat onto their Xboxes or whatever and going in with an Oculus Rift?
Probably not an Oculus Rift. But no, it was they were experimenting with the VR realm, conducting Sunday service.
Sounds fantastic.
I love the idea of putting on your little helmet and you're sitting on your couch, but you've got like the little game controllers and your avatar is walking around in the world, but he's like a penguin with a tie on, right? And you walk into service and everybody in service.
How are you doing today?
Yeah, you got like Big Bird sitting in the back.
Everyone chooses their own avatar for Sunday service.
Sounds fantastic, though.
But they obviously didn't do the Big Bird and all that, but they've done it, and they might still be doing it, like, regularly. It might have already been implemented.
Okay, we need to look into this bit more, though, outside of the podcast. I think it's an idea we need to jump on. I'm already going to, I know I'm not very good at this, but Wyatt challenged me to do some sort of programming.
Yeah.
Even if it's very basic, I can just start with something.
Start doing dabble.
I did watch a YouTuber who created a bot that he created a bot to buy and sell trade stocks for him.
Mm-hmm.
So he programmed it. That word.
Programmed it.
Yes, programmed it.
Programmed.
To like essentially just pick a stock. Let's just use a pretty common one, Tesla. And he said, like, when it goes under this amount, buy stock.
Mm-hmm.
When it goes over this amount, sell stock.
Yeah.
So essentially it was just without him having to log on to any apps, any programs or anything like that to buy and sell stock.
Just passively making money.
Yeah, because a computer was buying and selling stocks for him passively. Like, he didn't do anything.
And he also didn't have the emotional response because he knew without seeing his money climb, he knew that when the stocks are up, to be safe and sell at a certain point. Mm-hmm. Whereas when it's a human, that's how you lose everything, because when it's up, you're like, it might still keep going up, ladies and gentlemen. Mm-hmm. And it just keeps going up, maybe a little plateaus. Maybe. You're like, it's all right. It's going to keep going, and then it drops and you lose money.
I wanna say that his program was probably a little bit more complicated, because the trend is that it goes up and then it goes down, but then it goes up and then it goes down, right? It doesn't go up and down like this. It goes up and down
do.
In an upward trend.
Mm-hmm.
Most the stocks. Big ones like Tesla, Bitcoin.
But Tesla,
but you should take a look at GoPro. GoPro has been da. Sometimes it'll go like down and then
it's pretty there, it usually, at least for a consistent time, it is set to a pretty regular amount of money. So he could come back and reprogram his bot in like a month. To say, okay, now we're trending up. I'm gonna sell it for higher at this point.
Yeah,
but
Yeah,
You only have to
because
do that, like, once a
at
month
some
or
point,
something.
at some point, it's never gonna go to, $5, right?
Yeah.
If the lower limit is if it's like $5 and the high limit is like $10, eventually it's gonna only go down to $5.50 and then $6, and it's never actually gonna go back down to $5 again. And so you'd have to, the bot almost has to climb with the graph.
It's fascinating.
But if you could,
I'm interested to see what you might program.
But if you could go to a world that is exclusively trading, selling, and buying stocks, other avatars can go to this planet and buy, trade, sell stocks through our virtual reality world. Then imagine that.
That'd be cool. And if I can,
almost like us. What do they have in New York?
You talking about
what do you
the,
call that they buy and sell stocks? The
freaking.
What do you call that? I
was about to say it until you asked me.
Oh,
yeah, the stock exchange,
the New York Stock Exchange.
Yes. Yeah. Essentially, but on this planet inside this virtual reality world,
what'll happen?
That's digital rather than physically.
It's already happening.
Yeah, because it's all digital.
It's
all
happening.
Really
we
digital.
just aren't in that space. All that has to happen is for us to be in that space,
or to create.
There's also not a field laid out for us to be in there either. You know what I mean? It's almost like a subway where there's no space in between the walls and the train. You can't get in there. But we have to. A field has to be made for us to enter in there.
But it's more personal than that, because if you can actually see avatars and have conversations with people, I mean, that's essentially what we saw with Reddit and why GameStop went up, because a ton of like 18-year-olds or 20-year-olds decided that they were going to all buy GameStop at once.
Yep.
And shoot up the prices
on Reddit, because
they all agreed. There's groups of people you can go and like say, okay, we're all going to buy this stock. It's going to make it go up. We're going to buy it, then sell it, and make money from it. There's groups of people that do that. But if you can have a conversation with an avatar or an individual,
can I ask a question?
Over in China or over in these,
I'm curious if we brought this conversation to something that's a little more personal, a little more human to human. How does it apply to us today? So you referenced this whole thing about...
But we can't talk to people in China. We can't talk to people... We can.
Yeah, we can.
We can on the phone, but I'm saying...
We can on the internet.
But how do we find that guy that's YouTube videos, wanting to buy and sell stocks in another country?
You look on forums.
Actually, honestly, this is not a racist thing to say. This is not a racist thing to say, but until the internet figures out, or until us humans figure out a process to weed out certain scams, you can't really trust people that you come in contact with that you don't know.
Yeah.
Because there's always people trying to cheat you out of your money, your assets, your things, and they do it in brutal ways. I mean, really brutal ways. And so you can't just be like, we're going to enter into this world and it's going to be a bright new world. Well, no, as soon as you do that, there's going to be people there waiting to take all of your stuff.
I agree.
Like, there always will be. And so that's what I'm saying. And in the same way that people with Reddit, that's how people that are really wealthy and have been doing stocks their whole life felt about the people who did the whole Reddit thing with GameStop. Because all of a sudden these people came in and it's great for them, but it's bad for these other people. So at what point do we say, like, okay, a revolution needs to happen, the small rise up and the large fall, and at what point do you say it's okay? Like, there are a lot of factors that we as humans need to consider and to learn about ourselves. Like, we still have instincts in us that will always be there that are incredibly human of us that we can't get over. And so why do we think that just create more technology and then that's going to be better? It's probably just more money, more problems, more technology, more problems.
More money, more problems.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe. Well, I guess we'll have to see, but I do have a plan, and we can talk about it more off the podcast.
You have a plan.
Well, it's definitely, it is, new ways to scam, right? Yeah. I've thought about this myself.
The more you open up, the more ways there are to scam.
But I mean, they showed that on Ready Player One, right?
Yeah,
they showed that, you know, with this VR ability, there's just going to be new ways for them to put pop-up ads in your face, right?
Yeah.
That you've never experienced before while you're trying to play a MMO or something.
Yeah, and instead of the police, you're going to have the pop-up police. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I am looking forward to it, excited, and I think it will be fantastic.
It'll be interesting.
Yes. So do you want to get into the topic? We're talking about entertainment, videos, and alternate endings.
Alternate endings, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get into this. Pretty much what we're doing is we have created a game where we all have to keep track of our own points, okay? Mm-hmm. So keep track of your own points. Honor system. Don't lie about your points. Don't add another point to your I mean, we'll be able to kind of keep up with each other. So pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to talk about alternate endings to movies. Specifically, Joshua chose 2 movies. I chose 2 movies. Wyatt chose 2 movies.
We're supposed to choose 2?
Shh, I know you chose 2.
I chose 4.
I
Crap,
chose...
man.
And I wrote out all the answers and everything for all of them.
Okay, so pretty much what we've done is for each 2 movies each of us have picked, we have made a multiple choice to a better ending that person believes is the better ending. They also wrote 2 endings that they are not as big of fans of or wouldn't necessarily choose that ending. But our game is if you get the correct answer, you get 1 point, and we're going to see who comes out with the most points. So say if Wyatt were on his film, he tells us the movie, he gives us his 3 alternate ending choices. Then me and Josh have to guess which one is the correct one based on what we know about Wyatt.
So essentially, I can get 2 points.
Yes, you can get 2 points.
Mine's going to be pretty janky. I got some weird ones.
How about we do this? How about we get second picks so we can make it more interesting? So you get 2 points if you get it right on the first try, and then we have a second pick, and you get a point if you get it right on the third try. So it might have a little more compete.
Yeah. I like that
tries.
better. That way, there's a total of 6 points.
6 points you
on
can
the
get.
board.
Yeah. All right. And join along. Leave it in the comments as you go with timestamps to see if you got the right answer based on what you know about the 3 of us. Are you guys ready to get into this game here?
Yeah. Trying to do some things, not do some things, and Walla Bing Bang.
All right, you're first, Josh.
That is
ready?
not your
really?
new catchphrase.
Yeah. Am I really?
Do not
first?
start saying Walla Walla Bing Bang.
Which one's first?
Game of Thrones.
Oh.
All right, you want to talk about the ending to Game of Thrones? That's a common.
Yeah.
That's a common conversation.
To recap, for people who have not seen it,
there's spoilers.
Bran becomes king. Daenerys dies. Jon Snow
goes to the north to be a wildling.
Arya just explores the world. Sansa becomes Lady of Winterfell.
Okay.
Tyrion becomes a Hand of the King.
Yes.
Let's not forget about good old Tyrion.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can overlook him.
Best character.
Okay.
All right.
A. What I think is how it should have ended.
Option A.
Now, I have to say this. Names on Game of Thrones are super confusing.
Okay.
So if you get it wrong, we'll talk our way through this.
Die because that would mess up my
theory.
But
no, if it changes, then it just means that it changed the trajectory of the story to lead to the ending. If there's a character you mentioned that's dead, let's just play it into the ending as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right.
Sansa.
All right. Sansa.
And the king on the first season, you know which one we're talking about?
Robert Baratheon.
Yes. His son.
Joffrey Baratheon.
No, the bastard son of the king. The blacksmith kid. What's his name?
Gendry.
Gendry get married, and
Sansa and Gendry get married, but Gendry liked Arya. Okay. Okay.
And they become king and queen of the north and south.
So okay. So you want the north and south to come together, which they kind of Okay.
They sort of do.
They
But that
sort
was
of do.
originally one of my theories.
So
as well.
Gendry and Sansa become
Sansa would be
king and
better.
queen.
She definitely
than,
would be
than
better.
Arya.
Arya.
That's why I said that.
It's just, okay, so then that means you're taking out of the love interest with Arya and Gendry in the last season. You're
I mean, there
that
could
whole
still be that love
out.
interest, but
Oh, that
this
just
is a
makes it
marriage for
confusing.
king and queen.
Yeah,
so
exactly. I agree.
It's not.
Okay, all right, option B.
There is no king of the north or the south, but there is more of a what we see of like a group of people that reign, a board of individuals that are
Like a parliament?
yes,
Okay.
All right.
that basically rule the north and the south.
Okay. So no king and queen, just a parliament.
Yes. Who cares? So this is B. So this is a new one. Who cares if Jon and Daenerys are related? They get married and they are the king and queen of the
Wait,
north and
that's
the south.
B?
No, that's
B.
C.
C.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
because
C.
B
Yes.
was parliament system.
Yeah, I messed that up.
No king and queen. All right. So it is pretty general because with Game of Thrones you couldn't get too specific with every single character.
Yeah.
So this is
I mean,
general.
I could have, but that's...
Well, Wyatt could have, but you're a boring storyteller. And probably would bother you if you didn't.
Yeah, I would. Okay.
Or most people die.
Wait, you're adding an option D?
I thought we were supposed to have 4. A, B, C, D.
I just thought 3.
Okay, then
Yeah.
I can throw that one out.
So we know that was a fake one then.
Yes.
Option D was a fake one.
Thank goodness.
All right. My guess is C. Who cares? Jon and Daenerys still get married. And because Targaryens were already getting married to each other.
Yes.
So I think, in your opinion, it should still end
But
with
would
Daenerys.
I want that? Because that would be weird.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I think you think.
I'm going to risk the points here
Risk it.
and go with B, parliament system.
Parliament system. That's a good guess. And Wyatt, you would definitely be wrong. Joseph, that's a good guess. But you would definitely be wrong.
Oh, so it's A. I just realized the
you're
point
right.
system.
You're right.
I was right.
Yeah.
Yes. Who cares?
I definitely
Daenerys and
wanted
Jon get married.
Daenerys and Jon.
I just rethought the point system.
Josh supports incest. Josh supports incest. Just pointing that out.
only if
I want
there's
everybody-
dragons involved.
I want everybody-
Only if there's dragons
Only if
involved.
there's dragons involved.
Like that Rick and Morty episode.
Oh gosh.
Um,
Let's not.
I just
do
realized
agree.
the point system's a
A
little skewed
attractive
here.
coworker. You can have a platonic relationship with an attractive coworker. So there you go.
Okay, I also just realized if the point system is off.
Yeah, if you reveal it, then I don't get a chance for another try.
Yeah, that's true.
So you got to wait till.
Uh,
Yeah.
I got it. Okay.
You just.
We'll each give our option A and option B. If you get it on option A, you get 2 points. If you get it on option B, that way we're still competing with all 3.
Okay.
We're very sorry we didn't iron out these rules before we got started tonight.
Yeah, you didn't bring your iron over.
I'll tell you what, this feels like it's getting into something good, and we might expand on this idea in later episodes to
Alright.
do a better one. But for now, we're still in
All
the
right. So you
throes of it.
make 2 guesses. If
Two
If you
guesses.
get the first one right,
2 points.
2 points. If you don't get the first one right and you don't get the second one right, you don't get any points. But if you do get the second one right, you get a point.
Okay, so on the honor system, I got my A option correct. The honor system for you, which would you have picked next?
I actually would have picked. I probably would have picked Gendry and Sansa.
Yes.
Okay.
See, that was a
means-
that's a pretty good option.
Yeah.
All right, so that would say that you get 0 points, I get 2 points.
Okay.
All right, next, and Joshua has 0, but he's about to compete. Next is my pick, I think. The Village.
Oh.
Great
for
M.
those
Night
people who
Shyamalan
don't
film.
know, it's a Steven Spielberg film that because that's all you pick, right?
There's a lot of people that don't like this movie.
There is.
Fantastic.
There's also
movie.
a lot of people
What's
that love it.
Noah. Oh, Joaquin
Ivy?
Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix,
Joaquin
Ivy.
Phoenix and Noah's.
Ivy?
No, the. How do we say this politically correct? Because I don't want to say this wrong.
Mentally
guy that-
challenged individual.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's played by what's his face, who's a brilliant actor.
Yes.
Oh, he was in
Brilliant.
Peaky Blinders.
Brilliant.
Oh my
actor.
gosh, he played
Midnight in
He played a.
Paris.
Yeah. Oh, he's a
Also
great
plays
actor.
on I can't think of a
okay.
a random
It's all right.
film
He plays
to
in a lot of
going.
stuff.
Just
to make a
it's
joke
okay.
about.
Okay. Option A. Ivy gets the medicine to save her lover, but reaches him too late. Heartbroken, she burns the village and runs away.
Oh, fantastic! No, terrible ending. Terrible ending.
This is what I think would be a good ending. All right. Option B. Ivy gets trapped in the woods, unable to find her way to the road. She turns back to find the village, but discovers the ones we do not speak of are actually real and not just a scheme.
Ooh.
All right. Option C. Noah leaves the village to get medicine because he feels bad for stabbing Joaquin Phoenix's character. He makes it to the road, but is unable to communicate what he needs. They put him in an assistance living home, never to see Ivy again.
Fun.
So essentially, the story
It
turns
definitely-
to what happens to Noah at the end instead of what happens.
I definitely
in the
know
village.
which one you picked.
All right, which one did I pick? Option A and we need
It's
option A
definitely
and B.
the one where she goes back and they're real. The monsters are real.
That's my option A as well.
Okay, so you both have the same option A. What are your
Okay.
option Bs?
Option B is Ivy burns down the place. I have to say that one because I don't think the Noah thing.
Then option B is the Noah thing for me.
Okay. I will say option B was both of your first picks, correct?
Yeah,
Option B
too easy.
was not it.
Oh, so one of us is getting a point.
The monsters are still not real in my alternate ending. The correct option is A.
Really?
A. I really like the idea of Ivy losing her lover, becoming upset at the whole situation, and burning the village down. I think
But
that's a really good ending.
terrible ending.
John Mark always.
I
thought-
loved that. Did you watch the movie? I think it's called not Joy. It might have been
Yeah.
Joy with Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
She burns herself alive in a cabin. She was a little bit crazy.
Mhm.
I loved that
Wait.
way that film ended.
Joy?
I don't think it's Joy.
No.
No,
Sabrina.
Sabrina
yeah.
or Serena or something.
Yeah, that's right.
I love that film. I love the way it ended.
John Mark always liked the idea that it ends basically the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they pan out of the village and slowly into darkness,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you see eyes open or something,
Mhm.
like the monster's really there,
Mm-hmm.
So basically his B.
but
So Joshua got 1 point. You're still at
still
0.
on 0.
It's all right. We have time to catch up. Wyatt, yours is the next pick.
Okay.
All right.
Which one is it?
Iron Man 3.
Okay. So Iron Man 3. If you don't know how the movie ends, Guy Pearce, that's the guy I'm thinking of, right? Guy Pearce?
I think so.
Right. Guy Pearce,
Makes a delicious wonton.
yeah. He reveals that, he's the Mandarin, right? Pepper helps kill him with her superpowers, which are conveniently taken away at the end, and Tony destroys his suits and gets the arc reactor removed from his chest.
Yeah.
Terrible
Okay.
ending. Terrible ending.
Dumb ending.
Yeah, really dumb.
So, your options are the Mandarin kills Pepper and Tony goes berserk. Kind of similar to your fire ending, okay? B, Ben Kingsley, who played the fake Mandarin, right? Who was on the TV but turned out to be just
You don't need to finish it. It's that one.
Travis
let him
Luttrell.
finish.
It's Travis Luttrell, right? Kingsley is the Mandarin, and the whole Guy Pearce thing was a front. Tony doesn't destroy his suits, and basically it happens the same way, but he doesn't destroy his suits, and the movie's just a better ending all around. Because that was the stupidest idea to me.
Okay, you're
That
kind
he
of giving it
destroys his
away. I think
suits.
option C is going to be my first pick.
Okay.
And I think
No, it's
option...
definitely B.
No, hold on.
B, A. It was my A, and then C is my B.
Okay, I'm gonna say
Can we just say number 1 and 2 picks?
Okay,
because adding
Yeah.
your number 1 pick.
A and A, B and A.
C
Your
and
number
C.
1
My
pick
number
is C.
1 pick is C,
Okay.
and my number 2 pick is A.
It's A. Okay.
I don't think you're gonna go for the classic switcheroo, like it was all a front.
Okay.
It was somebody else. Classic
Right.
ending. I think you're gonna be a little
And
more
your
creative with
option,
it.
your picks, your numbers are number 1 pick is B.
Yeah, the Mandarin who we think is fake is actually real.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 is the suits just don't get destroyed.
And we also saw a little bit of that whole hero goes berserk in Superman and Justice League. So I think you might like that aspect a little bit.
Yeah.
That you might play into a little.
See, I don't see that as a superhero ending. So
Can I switch
even
it?
if that's your pick, then
Can I just switch my picks?
No.
Number
Okay.
1 is A and number 2 is C. So
Okay.
my first pick is number 1 is no my first, number 1 pick is A, number 2 pick is C.
All right. You get nothing. You lose. It's over. Good day, sir.
Oh crap!
You win.
Oh.
You got it right.
number
You
1,
went for the classic switcheroo.
the Mandarin would be a better Mandarin.
The Mandarin is one of Iron Man's biggest earthly villains, and they turned him into
Do
a
fake-
joke.
Yeah.
They turned him into a joke, and Ben Kingsley did the character so well.
I know, it's
For
kind
him to
of
be
like,
just like this.
Did you guys have conversations about this
No.
before? Because Joshua knew right
No,
away.
I've
No,
never
we're
never
just-
talked to him about
we're just
this.
more inclined with movies and superhero movies.
All right. I don't. Okay, I did not see because I've seen you kind of bash on certain tropes.
Mhm.
I've heard you mention the whole switcheroo twist ending is becoming boring to you.
Yeah.
So I didn't think you would pick that one.
But I would have preferred if, at the end, they were like transporting Ben Kingsley's character, right? And they're just like, oh, he's just some crazy actor. He's just an actor who likes women and booze and drugs and things, right?
Mhm.
But he's really not.
But then in the end, he's the Mandarin. I was like, he has the 10 rings or whatever it is. And I'm all about that.
Okay.
I like it.
So your rules are different when it comes to superhero movies.
When it comes to certain movies and certain endings, my rules are different.
yeah. Man. So I'm next.
That's what makes
Inconsistency.
things
Let's do a quick
interesting.
point check-in. I have 2 points from catching
have-
Joshua's first.
No.
I got 2 first picks. So,
Yeah, you have 4.
Oh,
4.
dang. Joshua's going to beat us.
Because I'm better. I'm the smartest man alive.
I got zilch.
Nuh-uh.
You guys don't believe
We're just both looking at him.
You guys don't believe this, right? I know. That's true.
You're the smartest man alive?
Yeah.
You definitely
that's
think
what-
you are.
That's why I know that electronics are going to be the future of all kind of technology.
If they are, you'll never see it. and ultimately, I will be proved correct because neither of us will ever be able to prove our points if we're both dead.
If you think electronics are taking over the world, don't you think they would
Well,
pull
then-
like a Terminator, burrow themselves into the earth, and then annihilate everything on the surface of the earth so they can rise up
That's
and
not
take
what
over
happens
everything?
in Terminator. That's what happens in the Matrix.
I was saying,
This guy doesn't know Matrix.
He doesn't know robots.
We should go back to.
Oh,
I
man.
wasn't saying it was
Let's
the
go back to
exact
this.
same
Let's go back
analogy.
to
I
this.
was talking about the annihilation. They didn't annihilate anybody. I know that, but I'm saying the annihilation of everything on the earth with the sun.
Terminator Annihilation?
I'm gonna go. What's my next pick?
Yeah, let's
I don't
move
know.
on.
You gonna flip the next slide and find out?
Twilight Eclipse. Did you even like this movie?
Not really. I didn't like.
I know my friend Luke loves these movies.
Dude.
I don't know.
We'll see you, bro.
the first couple were decent. When it got to Eclipse, it was just like.
The first one.
What was that?
The first one was super intriguing.
What are you trying to say by that?
That's interesting commentary. Like, I see your point.
I see your point.
But
Friggin'.
no. How it ended, to get everybody recap.
Wait,
I mean, this
how
is
many
the
points
worst.
How many points does Wyatt have?
0.
Worst ending of all time.
No.
No, not of all time. But it's a bad ending.
Worst ending of all time. No, stop.
I mean, everybody knows how it ends. They fight the bad guys, the Volturi, and
Voltaire?
essentially they don't fight him. Like, everybody dies in his vision, but they never fight anybody. Nobody fights, nothing happens, and then
they had a really cool fight and people were dying.
It wasn't
left and right.
real.
Yeah, nothing.
It wasn't
happened.
real. It was like, what? It wasn't real.
It was
Didn't
like
like
a
it.
See, I've actually I've never seen the movie all the
I
way
went
through.
lost.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But I've pulled that scene up on the internet and watched it.
Yeah, terrible.
And I honestly kind of like it.
No, it had see, the thing is the build up to it. It was a terrible.
You like the whole freaking just envisioning,
I
working
love,
through every scenario like freaking Sherlock Holmes.
I love this idea that, this massive battle happens, right? But literally the guy who can, or the girl, I think it's the girl who sees the future, right? And the other guy touches her and sees what she's seeing,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think it's awesome that this guy is smart enough to
Back off.
to even be like, all right, yeah, well, we will back off because this is what will happen, and it'll be a loss for everybody.
Because he's wise from his years,
Mm-hmm.
but he's also a vampire.
And he's a vampire.
So he's a cold-blooded killer,
Yeah.
but he's also
Vampire
really
means he
smart
like
from
fish, right?
experience.
He's smart, and he's
Like a
like,
vegetarian?
and he's like,
Yeah, that's it.
I
Like
want
vegans.
I want to stay alive.
Yeah.
So I actually liked the ending.
But you liked that character's decision in the ending.
Right.
Did you like the actual idea that nobody dies, that everyone's okay?
We got the battle, but we got the battle.
No, not really. Not
we
really.
we got the battle. We got to see the
We got
battle.
to experience
On
the
it.
battle. But
I mean,
the battle's
imagine
not
if
real.
it had just been like, oh no, and then he just backs away. We don't get to see the battle. Let's hear your alternate ending.
It was a unique
Okay.
ending, I'll tell you that.
So what happens is the battle actually happens. A few of them die, but the main characters, the ones we love, don't die. It's like a classic ending. The hero doesn't die,
Yeah, just the Expendables.
We
Yeah.
lose some characters that we've loved along the way.
but
like
not the
probably
main ones.
the parents.
yeah, the parents would die.
Were they alive by the time he clips, or were they already died?
Yeah.
They were
All
still
the parents
alive?
were still alive.
Okay, yeah, the parents, they could
yeah.
Yeah.
go.
But then, and it ends pretty much the same, except for there's no romantic relationship between the Renesmee and Jacob. That was weird. Like this young
So you're
baby is in love with this
Joshua,
this
they
full-grown-
imprinted.
grown male is in love with
But
a
Joshua,
baby.
he
in a
imprinted.
romantic way. That is weird. I think what should have been better, Jacob should have found somebody, but it should have been a different vampire. Like when they're meeting and collecting all these family members for the battle, he meets someone that's different, and then they kind of have a relationship.
When
okay?
it comes down to it, Jacob a dog. So he's gonna
Yeah,
mate
dog.
with he's
Yeah,
gonna
dog.
mate with who he wants.
But so Jacob finds a lover, someone he can love and have a life with, but it's another vampire. It's not Renesmee, because that's weird.
But
Yeah,
then
she'll
you
die.
got
They'll both live a long time, but they'll both die eventually.
But
That's better than being in love with a vampire and not living.
But it's
forever.
still weird.
but it's half vampire.
Yeah,
The daughter's half
but it
vampire.
obviously grows up, and it grows old.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so some people die, just the Expendables.
Okay.
Yes.
And then the whole romance with Jacob and the daughter doesn't happen. He just meets somebody else.
Okay.
That's pretty
Okay.
boring, but all right. You
So
didn't
the-
think it kept your attention?
Huh?
Go ahead.
Daughter thing.
No.
That's what he's been
I mean-
thinking about this whole time. Go ahead.
Okay, so the battle happened, and Edward survived, but Bella died.
Good.
So who's left is some of the vampires and Edward, Renesmee, and Jacob. Jacob doesn't have a romantic relationship.
I feel like that's
but
going to
it's
be
like
a theme.
but it's gonna be like a two dads situation. They confront their differences, and they become the two dads who raised the girl.
And they start.
I like that idea. Okay, third one.
Sounds like something you'd find on Netflix, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, which is where I found this.
Okay,
and
go
I
ahead.
agree with it. So
Go ahead.
okay, or Jacob and Edward both die, and it's more of like a
Single mom situation.
yeah.
This is tough. This is tough.
My first pick is going to be what you said.
Mm-hmm.
The first time. My number 1 pick is going to be option A. My number 2 pick is going to be option B.
My number 1 pick is going to be option B, and my number 2 pick is going to be option C.
You like the single mom situation? Okay.
Interesting. I don't think they would kill her. I think they would kill the boys before they killed the girl.
Well, we're talking about what Josh will think.
Right.
See, how it should have ended is actually a fourth option, and it's actually everybody dies and eradicates the vampire race.
The scorn on the
Beautiful.
earth is gone.
Yeah.
Scourge.
So that was my pick.
Okay.
All right.
All right, let's go.
Let's take the 0.
Yep.
Go ahead, Josh, and tell us what your picks were.
That was my pick.
No, it wasn't.
That was my pick.
No.
Look dead into my eyes and tell me that was not my pick.
Clearly it wasn't.
Who gets the point?
Who gets the points?
And number A was my original pick.
All right.
But I think
You can't change it just because I picked it.
C, Single Mom, is a fantastic ending. I think, like, she had her thing with Edward, she had her thing with Jacob, but it ultimately, there's no more guys and she just does her own thing.
You really went with option A? That is so lame. That's the lamest ending for a movie ever.
Okay.
But imagine if the entire battle happened, but it could have been avoided because somebody has future sight.
It was a terrible movie, man. Terrible ending.
Imagine. Oh, and there's another character who's evil and can touch somebody and use their future sight power.
Oh, yeah.
That would solve every conflict.
Pretty much.
Solve them all.
I think that wraps it up.
Yeah.
My picks.
It's weird.
My picks actually were. I totally thought it was going to be B. I thought you were going B, right?
Yeah.
So I
Two
thought
dads.
I thought you were going 2 dads, and then you hesitated when you were reading C, and I was like, okay, so C is one of the 2 options out of the one of the options out of the 4 he wrote down, right? And he's picking which one he likes better or which one he's going or is his.
Actually, I didn't write a fourth option down for that.
I knew Joshua was
So my
hesitating
logic-
because Joshua, he's got a tell.
What's my tell?
Your
Mustache?
tell
Don't tell him.
is you sit up more straight, you kind of lean in, and you have a little more effort and excitement when explaining your idea you're actually proud of, because
I was proud of all 3 of those. I would
not
watch
not option C.
I would watch any of those
C.
endings
Yeah,
better
like
than the
C.
original.
You fell off on C.
On,
you were
on
like,
A,
I just gotta
on
say
A,
another
you're
one.
going with this whole explanation. It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah, I kinda
Option
realized
C,
that
you're
when I
like,
went through it.
they both die. She's a single mom.
Yeah, you could tell C. You were not excited
it's
about
'cause
that option.
I agree how I laid into it and told the story was I gave too much away. I realized that as I was telling it, you guys kept asking questions, and I was like, I gave too much away.
It's all right. So you're at 4 points, Joshua. I'm at 4 points.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
You guys see
Well,
that?
that's a 0.
That's a 0.
Is that what you look through when you?
that's how
Okay.
I look for all my points.
So let's see. The only other one you are guessing on is this next one. So you have the
Can't
option of getting 2 points,
2
at
points.
the most.
At the moist.
At the moist.
2 points at the moist.
I wonder if we should do a double or nothing.
Double or nothing.
If we double or nothing, then I can
then
get
he
double
gets
double
double
or nothing.
too.
Then I can crush you at the end.
No, I don't want double or nothing. just in case, because I don't really want Josh to win.
No, but I'm saying let's make it interesting. Rhett and Link do this all the time. If one person's really far behind Joshua,
I hate the double or nothing rule. I've seen it on so many movies, and I've seen it on so many YouTube channels.
So Wyatt can't win, but he can come out of this with some dignity.
Yeah, let's go.
And if he comes out of it with 0,
then no
we get
dignity.
to spit on him.
Hey, I stand by every choice I've made.
Yeah, they're your. I think you're thinking about what is your favorite option.
I'm trying to get into your head, right? But most likely the one I pick is the one that's probably like the best.
You think it's the best?
I think my main goal in this game is
to win.
To win.
Yeah.
All right.
Main goal.
My main goal.
Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
Which one was this one? There's so many bad ones. Oh.
Number 4.
Which one was that?
Why'd you pick number 4?
Because it was the first bad one. The last 2 were really rough. I really liked Dead Man's Chest and At World's End.
I like Dead Man's Chest. I don't care for At World's End.
I like At World's End.
The only thing good in At World's End was the beginning where everybody's getting hung and the kids singing.
Hey.
The best part of watching the third Pirates movie is solely Davy Jones. That's it. I watch that movie just for Davy Jones. Just Davy Jones. I'll only want Davy Jones.
I want
these crazies.
Just give us your options. How about let's do that.
Jack gives the water to Blackbeard and not to Angelica.
Oh, yeah, that's what happened.
Angelica dies. So, there's the 2 chalices.
Oh, actually, can you give a recap what happened?
Yeah, so pretty much what happens is Jack Sparrow hands Blackbeard and his lover and Blackbeard's daughter, Angelica, the chalices. Because one person has to die and drink from the Fountain of Youth. The other person gets to get all the lives they would have lived if they were smarter, and all of the rest of the years that the other person who died has and had.
Okay.
It's not eternity, but it's a heck of a lot longer. Blackbeard asked Angelica, his daughter, to die for her, to give him life, to save his soul from the devil, pretty much. Well, Jack Sparrow is the one with the chalices, and through a series of events, Blackbeard takes one from him, and Angelica willingly accepts death. But the old switcheroo, Jack's more clever than everyone in the room. He just told them the wrong chalice and acted like, oh, I made a mistake, but he didn't make a mistake. He wants Angelica to be alive and Blackbeard to be dead.
Yeah.
So, my option is Jack gives the water to Blackbeard and not to Angelica, so Blackbeard dies. He gives the death to Blackbeard, and I'm sorry, the opposite. He gives life to Blackbeard and death to Angelica.
Okay.
He actually does what they think they were doing. Angelica dies, and Blackbeard takes the loss of his daughter harder than he thought it would. Ooh. He runs into a battle with the British as a reckless suicide attempt and gets his head cut off. Jack and Hector, a.k.a. Barbossa, are left still fighting over the Black Pearl in the bottle, still trying to be captain. So Blackbeard essentially dies the way he does in history. Gets his head cut off in battle. And then there's legends of his body swimming around the ship multiple times after he got his head cut off. It's a true legend. Option A. Now option B. Jack drinks the water with Blackbeard to save Angelica so she doesn't have to participate. But the water ends up not being real. The real treasure in this film is Jack and Angelica's love and Barbossa's revenge.
Okay.
Seems like a Disney ending. I don't like it.
I don't know. And C. The Fountain of Youth is completely destroyed with no ability to salvage the water. Hector Barbossa kills Blackbeard. Angelica becomes captain of the Queen Anne's Revenge in replace of Blackbeard, and Jack and Barbossa is left fighting for the Black Pearl after Angelica sets it free from the bottle for Jack. So, 2 of these options, Jack and Barbossa, are still fighting over captainhood.
No.
Because Barbosa truly wants to be a pirate more than he wants to be a privateer.
The one I think, my first one is going to be A, and my second one is going to be C.
Okay.
I don't like C, but
if you need to repeat any of these, I will.
No, I'm good. I got it.
I hope you guys caught all that. I was getting a little elaborate. I do love Pirates of the Caribbean.
I don't like option C.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. I don't want to get into it. Why I don't like it?
The real treasure? You don't like the real treasure?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go B and C.
Okay. So, Wyatt, your first pick is incorrect. And Wyatt, your second pick is incorrect.
Which means I won.
Which means you
I
beat
said
Wyatt.
A. No, because I said A was my first one.
Yeah, you won against Wyatt.
Oh.
But you still competing against me next time.
But you can only tie me if I get them wrong. If I get this
That's
wrong.
true. So me and Joshua can only come out as a tie.
And there is a tiebreaker.
Or I could win. I could crush you.
He could win.
He could win.
crush you.
Joshua could win. All right. What did you guys think first before we move on? Did you like my endings at all, or did you think they were trash?
Trash.
Joshua's going to think everything I do is trash.
No,
We'll leave it
the
alone.
one you picked for the main one, I knew that was going to be it. And
Why?
I think, because
Tell
it
me
had
the-
actual pirate lore in it.
Yeah.
I think
I knew Joshua was gonna
that
get that
was the
one.
better option. I think.
So you
the
think
other ones
Angelica
were-
should have died, Blackbeard should have died the way he did in history, and Jack and Barbosa are left to fight over the black pearl in the bottle situation.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been a better ending for Pirates because we haven't even seen Angelica again yet.
Yeah, I should have picked
She kind
up
of
on
just
that.
went
the pirate
left
lore.
the story after this one movie.
Well, Jack marooned her, and then she got a hold of that little Jack Sparrow doll that she can manipulate.
And then did what? We don't see anything.
We didn't see that.
I should have predicted the pirate lore. That definitely is something you would go with.
Yeah. I left it really out in the open.
Yeah.
Joshua picked up on it. Figured he
Dang.
would. It's all right. We got the last one. La La Land.
So if you guys don't know how La La Land ends,
The
spoilers.
worst ending ever.
It's not the worst ending ever. I actually like the ending to La La Land. I just,
Thought it could be improved.
I don't know. I maybe was a little unsatisfied after all I put in to watch the movie. It's a long movie. I went everything through with the characters, right? So what happens is Emma Stone's character goes off and becomes a movie star, and then gets married and has a kid with some rando. And Ryan Gosling's character opens like a jazzy kind of bar
Yeah.
in LA, and it's really cool.
So they don't
right?
end up together.
No, but she goes in, they see each other, and they
smile at each other. They wink
smile
a little.
at each other, and they see what could have been, right?
Okay.
So my three options is, the first one is pretty simple. She goes into the bar, sees him, then leaves her husband for him.
Dude, that's so rotten, man. It's such a rotten
But
ending.
it is LA, it is California, that kind of stuff happens.
What about her kid? Divorced home, scandal in the family.
It happens
Generational curses.
It happens so much in Hollywood.
Yeah, that's true. It could have
Right?
happened in Hollywood.
Okay, so B, they meet again at that sort of overlook area where they do the dance and by the park bench and stuff, and and they dance.
But they go back to their normal lives?
They it's sort of open for what happens. C is she didn't marry, and they're on set. She's on set for a movie, right? And they hire him to do the film score. And she walks in, and he's in the room playing the piano song that he loved to play. So what
Wait,
do you
so
think it
so
is?
they cut. So you're saying they cut out the whole bit about her getting a family, having a kid, him starting a jazz club, and it ends with them coming on set and he's doing the score on her first movie.
On a movie.
On
I don't
a
know.
movie.
I think my number 1 pick is B.
Okay.
And my number 2 pick is C.
All right.
I don't think A was one. I think, I just don't see that.
Just to keep it interesting, I also don't think it's A, but I'm gonna reverse it. Number 1 pick is C.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 pick is B.
Okay.
I say you should go for
No,
A,
I'm not. No, Joshua. We both know he didn't pick
But
A.
I'm still gonna win regardless.
Because A was the joke.
So
A
you
was-
have...
B is number 1.
Okay, yeah.
I'm playing to Wyatt. I'm not playing to the story.
So B isn't correct,
Mm-hmm.
right? But C is correct.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a point. So you now have 7.
Mm-hmm.
You were correct. It
But
was
you
C,
still- I
but
still
you
win.
still lose.
Dang it.
We had all these movies. You know how many
Wait.
points I got?
Hold on.
Because I had 7, you had 6.
How did you get it? Did you really?
Yeah. He got 3 right. All of them. Like 2, 2, 2, 6.
Oh.
And then his second pick was the correct answer, which is 1 point, so that's 7. You also got 3 right, which is 6 points.
Why?
No, this doesn't make sense. The math doesn't add up.
Yeah, math. It's correct. Why do you think that he would do the score of a film when his dream was do a jazz club then, though?
It's a jazzy song.
Yeah, but
It's a jazzy score.
It probably felt more like the whole movie as a whole as
Yeah.
well. Like the style of that ending felt probably more like the
It
movie.
doesn't mean-
you didn't watch the movie,
It
so
doesn't.
you don't know.
It doesn't mean that.
So you want me to shut up?
It doesn't mean
Yeah, you
he's
didn't
writing.
watch.
It doesn't mean he's writing scores now, right? It just means that they hired somebody who can play this kind of music, right? So that either for a scene or for the music in general. But the idea is that she's on set, right, doing her actress thing, but she hears the the notes, right, of the song. From the beginning of the movie, throughout the movie, you hear the song, right? And she opens the door, and he's sitting at the piano playing it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the end.
That makes sense to me.
So
That makes sense.
good game,
Good game.
very good game. I like game ideas. We should do more game ideas.
Yes. We'll do more games in the future.
That was a great game.
We'll have to iron out point systems.
Probably need to come up with a little flesh out. And now that we get the timing of how well this plays out,
Yeah.
we can refine it.
Yeah.
We can probably roll back on this idea and
We can.
add a few more other games. Please, I hope you guys left us comments, guessing along the way, and timestamps so that we can have some accountability. You know what I mean? Just a little accountability with the audience and you guys playing along. Are we sure we got the points right?
I'm positive we got the points right.
Because Joshua guessed once for me, once for you, once for me, once for you. Doesn't that total up to only? That's 8 points. I guess he could have got 7.
he got 7.
You got it right.
Yeah.
I was thinking 6. I don't know why. So I got 6 points. Joshua got 7. All
And
right.
yes, that does mean I have the superior mustache of us 3. That's what we were playing for, right?
No, you can't. You can't play for things that just aren't factually true.
No, I get the title of the more superior mustache.
No,
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think that was what it was.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's definitely you. Definitely won title of craziest crack daddy.
Okay, I'll take
Craziest
it.
crack
All right,
daddy.
I got it. I win.
Craziest crack daddy. Well,
Hey, that was
a solid
game.
episode. That was a solid episode.
I want to do this again.
Yep.
I actually kind of want to keep the same concept,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe switch up. Either do it one about characters, maybe one about the beginnings and ends, maybe one's about characters who die or don't die.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I definitely.
Alternate
Best
endings.
Death scene
Ooh.
of a character.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good.
Best death scene of a
Best
character.
death scene. No, it should be like specifically best death scene of villains.
Or
Yeah.
I just want to do I Am Legend, because that's the best death scene of all time. And I know Wyatt doesn't agree, but that's just how things
Wasn't
are.
there an actual alternate ending to that?
There
one?
is an alternate ending.
And he thinks it's way better.
It's way better.
Can you explain it right quick?
So in the original ending, the monsters are trying to get in. He realizes that his blood is the cure, right?
Good times.
He sends the woman and the kid up the chimney or wherever with the cure. He stays behind, cracks the grenades, and blows up the monsters.
But he also blows himself up.
And himself, he dies, right? I was actually going to put I Am Legend on this list.
I was too, actually.
But the alternate ending is
good.
Satisfying to me.
So you didn't want to change
So what happens in the alternate ending is they're in the room. He sees, the lady, the creature is on the bed in there. I don't think he sends the girl and the boy away. He maybe hides them or something. But he unplugs all the stuff from the lady, and he looks at them and he realizes that they want the lady on the table, right? The big evil creature that's been coming after him, the big one, right, has been after her. And so he opens the door slowly, and all the monsters are screaming at him, and they all make room as he pushes the cart out. And the big one gets right up in his face and is screaming at him, right? Mm-hmm. And then he's just looking down, right, like this. And the big monster picks up the girl monster and touches his forehead to hers. And then all the monsters leave. And he realizes that they weren't just zombies. Mm-hmm. They're not just these monster zombie creatures. They're creatures. They have feelings. They're not human anymore, but there's something else that's pretty close.
Yeah.
And it's a fantastic ending. I love it. I love it. Fantastic? It looks better. It just felt better to me.
Well, thanks for joining us on this episode of the podcast. We have a website, wiseworksfilms.com.
Yes, sir.
Go check that out. Check out the podcast category. And
Wiseworks Podcast.
Subscribe to this YouTube channel and all of our other channels.
Leave us a comment. We love ya. The same way that Joshua loves his sweaters.
I do love my sweaters.
All right.
My sweaters.
You only have the one.
You only have one sweater?
I have a lot of hoodies. Then do that count as sweater?
Yeah, that counts. You do love them, though.
I have also a cardigan. Does that count as
No.
No.
Cardigans don't count.
Okay.
What about hoodies?